Wabarakatuh. My name is Rafi Maulana from 9.6 and S25. Now I'm going to read about the text that in the second weeks of October. We saw the ad in summer. In about July, I think, but we weren't really serious about moving then, so we didn't even go and see it. It wasn't until November when they advertised it that we got in touch with the agency and had a look. They'd put the price down since summer too, I suppose, because it had been empty so long, so that made it more affordable for us, which helped us make up our minds. It was perfect, a bigger garden for the kids and enough space for novice. In winter it was lovely, very cozy, very cozy. In fact, which is important to me as I really feel the cold, whereas my husband will open a window when it's minus temperatures outside. Anyway, in July, when summer really started and we had that heat wave, we understood why no one had wanted to rent it for summer. It was boiling. All those lovely big windows that made that flat so light and open were like a greenhouse as soon as it got warmer. From about 8 in the morning until 7 in the evening, it was like living in a sauna. We couldn't stand being at home, and weekends were especially bad. No air conditioning, of course. If only we'd gone to see it when it was first advertised in July, we'd never have moved in. I always rent apartment when I go on holiday rather than staying in hotels. Those are so impersonal, aren't they? This way you get to feel like you really live in the place you are visiting. It's the first time I've done it other way around, though, though and rented out my place. But it seemed like a good way of making some extra money. The website's really easy to use and they only charge 5% commission, which is lower than a lot of the other holiday rental sites. It's all about the photos and the reviews. Get the photos right and the place can look really upmarket and spacious, but you don't want to make it look too much better than it really is, or you end up with a bad review. It's better to undersell and offer deliver so guests are pleasantly surprised and leave an extra positive review. So far I'm averaging 3 stars because of one bad review that brought my average down from 4.5 star. But hopefully it back to get I'll get it back up during the busy season. Buying a house seems so far out of my reach. It's almost impossible, as it is for loads of people my age these days. My parents always told me renting was throwing money away, but it was different in their day. Then people could afford to buy a house on a normal salary, but nowadays house prices are so high and no bank will look at you unless you've got a huge deposit. The problem with my dream of buying is that it's never going to come true, not unless my parents help me out. But I've got two sisters and we're all in the same position. At least they've both got good jobs, not good enough to buy a house, but at least they can afford to rent places of their own in nice areas. I just don't earn enough to rent around here, even if I get promoted to manager. Even so to find somewhere unless I share and call me fuzzy. But there aren't that many people I want to share bedroom and kitchen with. Some days I think I'll be stuck living with my parents forever. Even renting is like a dream to me. At first our landlord was really helpful, couldn't do enough for us. You hear stories of nightmare landlords and we felt like we were really lucky. So or so we thought anyway. Here decorated the whole place from top to bottom and let us keep all the bills in his name so to bother we didn't have the bother of contacting all the companies ourselves. He even afford to come around and do the gardening as he knew we both work long hours and might not have time. That's where the problem started now. I look back, then he'd pop around just to check everything's okay for you. Once a month, then twice a month. Soon he was coming every week with some excuses or other. In the beginning, we didn't fit him in for tea, but it was only encouraging him. So when we realized, we tried to have the conversation on the doorstep instead. It got so bad we pretended to be on our way out if we saw him up to coming up the path. We'd grab our coats and walk around the block until he'd gone. I don't know if he was just lonely or just didn't trust us not to ruin his precious house. In the end, we gave our notice and found somewhere else. It's a shame because we really loved that house, but at least it's more peaceful in the new place. In the new place.